There's some interesting allegations happening at Southwick over sound because Star Yamaha has failed sound multiple times. Here, giving you some context, you have this rider here in third place who ends up getting second in this moto. His motorcycle is smoking. He won the first moto, and it was a hard-fought battle for the overall, even with this motorcycle potentially failing. He has won 5 out of 6 races. Ty Masterpool has been the only rider to defeat him. However, during the end of this race, Jordan Smith failed sound, and this has happened to Star Yamaha multiple times. However, Hayden Deegan has not, and when his bike was in impound and was being administered the sound test, it died. It could never get the revs up to the level where you could get a honest sound test, so therefore he passed. And the rumors are that these cell phones and these Yamahas are able to adjust the map on these motorcycles before getting the tests done. The technology is there. So the series is concerned that there is some potential gaming going on where I could see this. I mean, again, these are rumors that this is happening. However, I want to know what you guys think in the comments below. With the Bluetooth technology and being able to adjust maps, could this be an actual problem where you could have a bike have one map for racing and then one map for sound? It is an interesting concept, and there's really no way of proving it. However, there is concern from the paddock and the teams that there is potential of, yes, would you say this is cheating or gaming or getting some sort of a competitive advantage or skewing the rules to your advantage? Yeah, you could say all the above, or you could say none at all. It's all perception. However, I want to ask you guys the question, so let me know. If you had the ability to have a motorcycle have a few extra horsepower or longevity or something that would create an advantage for your team, but still be able to pass certain tests, would you do it? And the series is talking about having more of a lockdown, somewhat of a sound scenario or testing center so that, hey, it's just the mechanic and them so that they know that this isn't happening. But yeah, there's always going to be the capacity of stretching the rules. I would say this is potentially on that realm of stretching the rules. And if I'm being honest, do I think that this happens? Yeah, it sounds completely plausible that it's not just this team, but it could be multiple teams. And at least for Hayden Deegan, for not failing sound, he hasn't this entire series, but it's interesting that his team has. And for this round, he's got the excuse that it was an oil leak, which seems completely plausible because he had the bike smoking. Well, there is also some gaming between Sexton and Jett where during practice and qualifying, these guys want to be behind each other. Sexton wants to be behind Jett so that he can see his lines and start racing him and get a fast line down. Same thing with Jett. Jett is waiting for Sexton to go. Well, because especially there at Southwick, that track is so smooth the first lap around, it's yellow, it's caution. Nobody can really accelerate and put down a fast lap until the next lap. Well, these riders are getting in the way of other riders that come across the finish line and are ready to start putting down a heater. Well, now they're running into Sexton and Jett, who are having this like little back and forth game going on with each other. It's total egos, and honestly, I love hearing about it and, you know, seeing it happen. But the series is talking about having a new rule that, hey, as soon as the flag drops with, hey, this is now qualifying and timing, that you have a minute to get off the starting line. And usually lap times are around the 2:20s in motocross. And you can imagine waiting around doing a slow lap, you could be upwards of 3, maybe even 4 minutes. So these guys are literally sitting there kind of staring at each other, waiting for the next guy to go. There's also some information that the riders have been tested here in motocross. They got tested, at least the podium got tested at High Point, and then riders 9th and 11th got tested, and there's going to be more testing throughout the series. and it's going to be the podium and then some random guys that it could be somebody that's 40th. It could be somebody that is 10th. You know, it could be just random. But usually after almost every Supercross, these riders get tested as well. But it is no longer WADA. WADA is the organization that is in control of the 4-year bans, and it is more of like a government-controlled organization where all the sports contribute to that, and you really don't have any say. And now with the series becoming private, with USADA is the last that I have heard, which I didn't really know that there was even testing going on this year until some of my contacts told me, like, no, there definitely has been testing. We don't know what they're testing for. We just know that the tests have been administered, and we know that nobody has failed, which is all good. It would be nice if it was a little bit more transparent, if you knew, hey, this was testing for EPO, this was testing for testosterone, this was testing for other substances, but most of those tests are very, I want to say, sniperish, where it's not a shotgun of everything. You usually have to test for one thing at a time, and that can become very costly. Anyway, this is Johnny Hopper. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And until next time, keep it WFO. Ba-ra-da-da-da-da-da.